I'll have to ask you to excuse the basement, but I can't really film outside because it's a little bit too loud, a little too windy, too many birds going off. And I can't really film inside because it's too echoey and people are still asleep. So I have to come down here to the basement, but it's better than nothing. Anyway, today I've got something really special because I've never done this before. This being today I've made, well, not today, but today you'll see the process of me constructing my first garment. This is the first time I've ever made my own clothing. Nathan was also sort of ragging on me to get my 1,000 subscriber special that I promised you guys out and done. So I thought I might as well kill two birds with one stone and just make this my 1K special. And it is a pretty special video, so it does sort of make sense. So that said, I do want to thank you guys for getting us to 1K. We're actually at like 1.3, almost 1.4, something like that. It's pretty crazy. We're slowly making our way up there, and hopefully I can start posting a little more consistently in the future, and I'll have more videos that are in line with what you guys expect. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and so let's get right into it. I live in Texas, which, if you're at all aware of how American geography works, Texas is essentially part of Central America. Climate-wise, it's basically Central American, because it's very hot. In some parts it's dry, in some parts it's humid, but it's a very warm, very hot climate, and it can reach up to 105 or 106 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. It actually has already, and it's not even summer yet, it's already reached over 105, which is about 40 degrees Celsius. So wearing all this heavy wool, it's not ideal. I was thinking, I need clothes that work for the Texas environment. You can probably hear the rooster. It gets pretty loud all day. Dude, shut up. So I think about it and I'm like, well, I know what I want, but I can't get it from these like sutlery websites and historical clothing websites, these like custom sites. I can't get it from these people. So I think to myself, well, what if I just do it myself? I mean, I realize that tailoring and making clothing is hard, but I might as well give it a try. So I go to my mom and I say, I want to try making my own clothes. And you know, people usually start with things like skirts or like a pouch or like a pillow or a scarf or something simple, not too difficult, something you can just really, you know, dip your toes in with. I would never use a skirt or a scarf or a pillow or anything simple that's like an easy beginner item. I would never use that. So I wouldn't really have the motivation to put in my full effort and make it nice. I would just sort of want to breeze through it to sort of just figure it out and get going, because I would never use it. It's just sort of like a waste of my time. So what if I just start with the vest? And I realized making a vest is not easy, especially one with a lapel. It's not as hard as a coat, so it's not the hardest possible thing I could make. And it's something I would use, something that I would like be happy with the outcome and actually wear on a regular basis. Now I just had to decide what I wanted this vest to look like. So I started hunting for fabrics. For right now, what I'm going to do today is hopefully I'm going to go to a couple of different fabric stores, see what I can find, figure out what I want to, what works best with the colors of my outfit, and then we'll pick out a fabric and go from there. First place I went, of course, was Joann Fabrics, which is, you know, the American major national chain. They didn't really have a lot of great fashion options, so I don't want to go for a natural, but I don't want to go for a solid either. Apparently these are linens and linen looking. Actually, I like gingham, but I don't think this is pure linen. Oh, it's 67% nylon. That's not gonna cut it. Oh, man, I like a few of these. There's a lot more selection than they had a while ago. That's a seersucker. I'm not doing that. I mean, of course, for the backing and the lining, I could just go for something simple, but I needed to choose the fashion fabric first. So then I go to this other place, which is more of a quilting fabric place. Okay, so I'm at this local place. It's like a little shop in town called So Little Time. And I'm going to see what they have in stock. I'm not going to film it because it's a small time establishment. I don't know what the rules are, if they're okay with it or not, and I don't really feel like asking right now. But I'll come back out with my results, and I'll see how things go. Possibly, I might like take pictures or film just the fabrics, but we'll see. I'll play this one by ear. All right, so this place, she said she has mostly quilting fabrics. I asked about linens. She said she doesn't carry linens. It's just a small-time place, so I'm not unbelievably surprised. But she did recommend a couple of stores, but these stores are in San Antonio, so that's quite a ways away. I don't think I'm going to have time to get to that today, so that means in the next clip, it'll be jump into the future, and you'll see me in San Antonio working out the fabric issue. She does give me a recommendation to go to a place called Fabrictopia, which is in San Antonio. So it's officially day 2 of getting fabric, and I'm here with Mom in the car. We're going to Fabrictopia, which is supposed to be this big warehouse full of fabrics. If I can't find something there, the fabric doesn't exist. So let's see what we can find. We go to Fabrictopia. We're looking around. None of the fabrics are really doing it for me there even, and it's like this big warehouse of stuff.
We'll have to do like maybe a walk around the whole place. Then I just want to see what.
You go first. You know me? I don't know.
Baseball. Bad. All this is bad.
And there's just got bolts laid out across all these tables of different fabrics. And some of them are nice pattern-wise and color-wise, but none of them are the right material and pattern. So I'm like, none of these are doing it for me. But then we go into the other room where we go to see the outdoor fabrics and the upholsteries.
For this. That's like a satin finish.
Yeah, that's not.
I don't think that's
not good for some.
Yeah, and those.
And we're looking through the upholstery fabrics, and we see this one that has these like white, gray, and blue stripes in these really light, summery colors, and they're like really wide. They're like 3-inch stripes. And my mom sees it and she said, "Wow, that is nice." And I come to take a look at it, and I'm like, "Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna go for." And then we get some buttons, and you know, I went for mother of pearl for the buttons because you know they're shiny, they're white-ish, you know, and I think they worked really well with the feeling of the whole vest. So we get a few of the like 5 mother of pearl buttons. We get this fabric, and then we go to Joann's to get the backing and the lining. So we just finished at Fabrictopia. We found our fabric. We got stripes, so it's going to be a little harder than we had anticipated to actually do the construction, but we're now headed to Joann's to get the back and the lining, and then we should be all set for fabric. You know, we just go for regular cotton, just lightweight cotton. And we get one that, you know, just sort of works with the blue and the gray. And you know, at this point, I'm here. There's a couple of pocket pieces I still have to make, but those are a little less important. So this is essentially what it's going to look like once it's all put together, at least ideally speaking. Hopefully it'll all line up like this. And as I was mentioning before, I like getting these to line up the right way was a pain in the neck. So the fact that it lines up this well, at least in theory beforehand, is pretty cool. I've got the pieces cut out. Everything's ironed, everything's pre-shrunk. So I'm starting to work on the sewing and putting it together. And the whole time, we did the mock-up so we would know what to do when we actually started it. Well, this is like 2 or 3 weeks after we did the mock-up. So it's not fresh in our minds at all. First thing it has us do is make the welted pockets. And anybody who's made welted pockets, I'm sure, is aware that it is not fun to make welted pockets. Eventually, we get it done. This time, my stitching is at least straight, and the pockets are usable. So then we move on to the big parts. The big pieces were easy, front-facing, lining, and we sort of just breezed through that. We had to do a little bit of easing with the roll collar and with the armholes and with all the rounded parts. But after doing it the first time, I remembered, kind of how to do it. It came out better than it did on the mock-up, so I think I did an all right job with the easing. So I'm happy with that. That wasn't too hard. That was just just moving through, going with the motions, following the instructions. So then we come to the end, the part where we've got the front facing complete, each of the pieces for the front. We've got the back complete. The back is inside out. The front pieces are right side out. We have to put them inside the back like this, and we stitch them in, flip it out. Turns out we forgot to stitch the armhole shut, so I had to take it off, unstitch it, take it out, stitch up the armholes. I put it back in, I stitch it back up, flip it out. The belt was on the inside. The belt should not be on the inside, it should be on the outside. And I had to do the whole thing a third time. So now everything's done. All the facings are done, the belt is finished, the collar is falling right, there's no crinkles or creases or pulling or anything like that. And so now we just have to do the buttonholes and the buttons. I had to undo these buttonholes maybe like 3 or 4 times. So we just push through, we power through, we get the buttons done. So then I just hand stitch in the mother of pearl buttons, keep them in line pencil mount so I can keep them in the right spot, hand stitch them in, and then my vest is complete. Having gone through all the immense frustration and complication and utter mind-numbing annoyances, I now have a summer weight, spring-summer weight, 1840s style shawl collar waistcoat that I made myself, and I could not be happier with the outcome. That's exactly what I wanted. I mean, I didn't know perfectly what I wanted from the start, but if I wanted anything, this is what it was, and it goes perfectly with my historical pants. I don't know. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome. And so I think that for the first time ever making anything at all, I don't know. I think I did an okay job. Of course, it's not perfect. There's still some things that I could have done better, but it's what I wanted. So hopefully, what this means is that now I can dress historically more often in the hot weather. That being said, again, I want to say a big thank you to getting us to 1K. I know I'm really late on this 1K special, but I hope it was worth the wait. Like I never thought I could get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at what, 1,390, something like that. I really want to thank you guys for getting us so far. Thank you for being patient with me and waiting so patiently for each release and really working with me, because I know I don't post very often. Hopefully I'll be posting more soon, but until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, hit the like button, ring the notification bell, and please share the video, because that's now the best way for us to grow and expand and reach new audiences. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.